on New Era. Run that. All right, NewEraTV exclusive interview today. I got somebody here that I admire, I look up to. I had the honor to sit down with her on that couch with the Ugg boots on. Meaghan Thomas, ABC 3340, the Morning Meteorologist, is here today.
I'm here.
What's up?
Running on no sleep.
Okay.
Per usual.
Okay.
That alarm goes off early.
What time?
3:15.
Damn.
3:15 in the morning. Do I get up then? No,
Right.
Not really.
Oh my
I
goodness.
snooze till about 3:30.
So what time you got to be at the station?
I'm supposed to, don't tell my boss this. I'm supposed to be there at 3:15. But yeah, I get there about 3:45.
And that's the beauty of being on TV, right?
Yes. As long as I'm there before that, clock strikes 4:30,
Right.
I think we're good.
Good to go.
Yes.
All right, so let's take it back to the beginning. Let's take it back to the high school days.
Oh, okay. I like high school.
All right, so where are you originally from?
So I grew up in Atlanta.
Okay.
I say Atlanta, and then people are like, "Oh, what part of Atlanta?"
Because it's so big.
It's so big.
Right.
I grew up in Johns Creek. It's northeast Atlanta. It was a smaller town. Now it's huge.
Okay.
It's Alpharetta, Duluth, Johns Creek. They're all the same suburb, about 30 minutes northeast of Atlanta. Now it's just boomed like crazy. I mean, there are tons of people there.
So I got this vision of, you said Johns Creek, right? You seen the movie, what's the movie with the guys threw the big ass house party? And it's just, you know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't really watch movies.
Really?
No.
Goodness.
That's a
I
fun
can't,
fact
I can't
about
even.
me. I fall asleep in
That's
that.
something new.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to your weekends.
Okay.
Because you're on the TV Monday through Friday,
Monday
right?
through Friday.
All right. So high school, you were standout AB student.
Oh gosh, I was a B student. I wasn't anything special. I actually didn't really care about school stuff. I was more of the extracurricular girl. I was,
So
the vice president of my high school.
talk your talk.
Yeah, and I worked at the television station in my high school too,
Okay.
and we did like a sports show. I know nothing about sports, but
Really?
I mean, what I see on TV, I'm not really good at the whole analyzing stuff.
Gotcha.
But I did that, and I was a cheerleader my entire life, and I hosted the high school pep rallies. I was more of that social girl.
So you was pretty much outgoing, basically.
Yeah, I've been pretty outgoing.
And you stood out.
I don't know if I stood out, but
Well, your voice.
my voice was super high pitched back
Exactly.
in the day. Like people called me Chipmunk. Because it was so high pitched, and I've had to really work on it. Like this is still high pitched in like the television world,
Right.
but it used to be way worse. So.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you say high pitched. So let's take it back to you said sports in high school.
Yes.
So can we get like an example of how you used to sound?
Okay. Well, actually,
Let's
I
call it
started
basketball
television back in 8th grade.
Okay.
That was my first like taste of like I want to do this for a living.
Right.
I hosted my morning announcements. We had like my high school was like in middle school we're like super progressive. We just did all these cool things with technology. Let me see. It was probably something like this, and it was very soft, and I was very kind, and really soft spoken. And then when I yelled, it got really high pitched like this.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
that hurts me now, but
Really?
Yes, because I've worked so hard to speak from my diaphragm and project and sound authoritative because nobody wants some little girl telling them the weather. They're not going to believe me.
You have to have
and that's the problem. Like also in like our industry is like if a guy, sounded like me, that'd be weird, but the guy doesn't have to prove himself as much as like the woman in a meteorology world. Oh yeah. The gender part of this, like if you looked at me versus a guy on television, yes, most people would say they would rather watch me on TV. However, they would believe the man over me.
Wow.
It's tough. It's a tough business that I like.
You have to really put your foot in somebody's neck, yo.
Yes. I'm just trying.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, that's what I sounded like back in the day.
Wow. So I'm pretty sure you didn't have any problems in high school then getting ahead then, as far as your career choice, as far as what you wanted to do.
No, I mean, so funny story. This lady from Alabama, so I'm from Atlanta, never been to Alabama. thought I was always going to go to the University of Tennessee because that's where my entire family went.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, my entire family went there. So I was just, that was where I was supposed to go.
Right.
Like, that was just assumed and whatever. So this lady from the University of Alabama came to like my high school, I guess it was my junior year, senior year, I don't know, junior year maybe, I don't remember. Anyways. And she truly told me that I was going to be Miss Alabama one day and wanted to take me out to coffee. So we went to coffee. She came into town twice to take me out to coffee and convinced me that I was going to be the next Miss Alabama.
Wow.
And I was like, sign me up.
Right. I would have.
I've never done pageants before in my life, but I have always wanted to.
Okay.
I'm now aged out of that, so
well,
I missed my chance, you know.
Still look young. I don't think you probably can get away with it.
No, you have to be like, I think under 26 or something like that.
Don't give your age.
Yeah. No, you can't. I think you have to be under 26. But so she convinced me to go to the University of Alabama, and it was the only school I applied to.
Mm-hmm.
I got in and
Really?
said, "That's it."
So how did that make your family feel?
Oh my gosh. My dad and I actually went to Alabama. We visited Alabama and Georgia because Georgia, obviously, in-state tuition, just cheaper route for anybody.
Well, I heard. I mean to cut you off. I heard in Georgia where if you have a certain GPA,
yes,
they'll give you a full ride.
Yes, Hope Scholarship.
Right.
But I think I only had like a 3.4 GPA. You had to have at least a 3.5. But anyways, it's still like. Or 3.0. You had to have a 3.0, but you had to keep a 3.5 or something like that crazy in college. And that was just impossible. So people got it their first semester, and then they would just end up
losing it.
Yes, losing it. Yeah. But yeah, so I visited Georgia, and it made me feel like, they kind of made you feel like you're lucky to be here because it's going to be kind of free. Whereas Alabama made me feel like we're lucky to have you here.
Right.
So my dad and I were just like, sure. Did I get a scholarship? Absolutely not. So
it came out
still
of pocket?
paying for it.
Really?
Oh my
Student
gosh,
loans?
yeah.
Wow.
It's a real, man.
Well, look, I got a loan now. I've been paying off for the past 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real life situation. So
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Look, you went to the right school.
I did. Yes.
So what was it like going to UA?
Oh my gosh. I was your very typical, like you can't imagine, very typical sorority girl. Yeah.
So what sorority were you in?
Zeta Tau Alpha.
Okay.
ZTA.
I've DJ'd a few of those parties at my college.
Oh my gosh, they're awesome.
The Toga party.
Okay.
I know a lot about
those.
those.
So we have there's tons of parties, but I was your typical sorority girl. I loved it. I was on the executive council. I lived in the sorority house my entire time there.
Wow. See, okay, so I used to do DJ this thing at UA called the Welcome Week. Yeah. I was their DJ for 2 years running. And the one thing that stood out to me about UA, the houses. Mm-hmm. I've never actually been inside of a house, a sorority house or a frat house.
Yeah.
So I've heard rumors.
Oh gosh.
That you guys have a club at the bottom of your house. Like, is there actually a club inside of the house?
No.
Okay, somebody told me that, man, these people got so much money.
I take that back. Fraternity homes, yes. Like,
okay.
It is bumping.
Right.
In basements, in band rooms.
See, I knew it was
those are insane. Now, the sorority houses strictly are just homes. Like,
really?
They're gorgeous. Ours was actually knocked down and rebuilt last year before last. And it's stunning. I mean, it's truly stunning. But you're truly not allowed to have alcohol inside of the sorority house. But fraternity houses, same rule, but they don't count. You know, our nationals are a lot more strict. With sororities, it's a little bit more strict.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for any young ladies that want to pledge your sorority or pledge any sorority, not just yours?
Oh, gosh. I would say just do what your heart feels. Because truly, like, I was in between two. And I looked around the room and was just like, these are my people. Like, you just kind of, when you like walk into a place and you're like, I like these people. And it really was that. And I truly like give it to God and they'll figure it out for you. It's fine.
So how was the process of getting like picked? Because I heard it's different versus a black fraternity and sorority versus a white. It's totally different. Mm-hmm. I had a friend that I used to work out with in the gym. Said she had to leave early to go to school because she needed to rush. And I'm thinking, damn, y'all start as a freshman? We couldn't pledge until we got a GPA our sophomore year.
Really?
Yeah, they made us wait.
Yeah, so sorority rush is almost 2 weeks before school starts. and you go through this whole process. And some people, it's exhausting and tiring. I was very blessed that I got everything that I wanted every time, and that doesn't, I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I just picked the ones that I felt were right, and they picked me. It's a two-way street, truthfully. Like, they have to like you, and you have to like them. I don't know. I just got to the end, and it was not that hard. I don't know.
The process is a process.
I didn't think it was that hard. I talk for like a living.
Gotcha.
And all you have to do is talk.
No hazing, just talk.
No, there's no hazing. I mean, all you have to do is talk to all these different girls. Some of it's super monotonous because you had the same conversation 75 times, and you kind of know what to ask at that point.
Right.
But truthfully, it wasn't hard. I mean, if you didn't like social settings and if you didn't like talking to people, then yeah, it would be very difficult.
Gotcha.
I love to chit chat.
So first year at UA.
Yep.
What was your major? What was your major?
So I majored in broadcast news, and then I have a double major. My second one is geography. So I went to school knowing that's what I wanted to do, just since I was little. I mean, I got started in science when I was 5th grade and 7th grade. I went to space camp in Huntsville.
Huntsville, okay. That's
very nerdy.
Very
nerdy. But, I got my first space camp boyfriend, back in 7th grade. And we're still friends to this day.
Really?
Like 20 plus years later. Yes. Like truly still friends. No, not 20 plus years, like 15 years. He's out in Phoenix. He's married. But anytime my family goes to Phoenix, we like
hang out.
Catch up. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like he's like, it's crazy. We were, 12,
right.
13.
That's good.
So I got involved in science, and then I always liked it. I always really enjoyed it. And then I got involved in the television side of stuff. And then when I got to UA, that was just kind of like, this is what I'm going to do.
Damn.
And so it just kind of played out.
Gotcha. So
yeah.
how involved were you inside of your department?
With the broadcasting one, I worked at WVUA for like 3-4 years, just as an intern between Wes Wyatt, John Mason, Robert Stevenson, Richard Scott, like all these different meteorologists. I just met all of them and worked with them and kind of forecasted for them every now and then. They don't really teach you forecasting and stuff unless you go to a meteorology school,
Gotcha.
like Mississippi State or, Florida State, Oklahoma, some other school. Because I went to Alabama, they don't really have a meteorology program. I had to like kind of make up my own.
Oh, okay.
So I got involved with the television station, and then like my geography degree is actually climatology. It's a lot of climate stuff, which climate versus weather is like just longer periods of time and data.
Yeah, you own it, yo.
So.
Damn, when I was in college, I remember first year computer science.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to a class and seeing, like, coming from a black high school, going to a predominantly white college was kind of challenging because in my courses, you had Asian kids, white kids. They can be over here playing games. And I can be over here like, damn, how you do this? And the teacher can put up on the board, I need this debugged in like 30 minutes. They'll have it done in like 5 or 10.
Oh gosh, I wouldn't even know how to do computer science.
Man, it was tough, man. I end up switching to management information systems.
Okay.
And I got my minor in business. So
That's cool.
Yeah, I got what I needed to get out of there.
Very. Now look at you.
Oh, I'm very successful now. Very
you're doing
successful.
Well.
Well, people would say, people ask me all the time, do I use my degree fully? And I say, yeah, like you, communication.
Yep.
You have to know how to market yourself. You definitely have to know how to talk to people.
Build your own brand.
Exactly.
Like you have to do all of it.
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna hear it do it for you.
Exactly.
You only know you.
Well, one
You're
thing.
your biggest advocate.
That's true. That's true. Well, one thing that I did like about UA, just to piggyback off of what you said about being a student there, when I would DJ on campus, I would meet people from all over. The student body is so diverse. And it kind of helped me develop and make relationships in Miami, Las Vegas. I made relationships in Germany. I met people from all over. But something that stood out about you to me was I read up on, and you consider yourself a true science nerd.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you say that?
Because I love science. The reason that I like meteorology is there's always something's changing and like you can figure stuff out. I don't enjoy doing math, but I enjoy math, if that makes sense.
What's the hardest math you took?
The very last one. I've taken Cal 1, Cal 2, Cal 3, differential equations,
Damn.
algebra.
Oh my goodness.
You have to.
All of that's required in your field?
To be meteorologist, yeah.
Do you use that
Absolutely
to
not.
this day?
Never.
They're just
Not
making
a
it tough.
single. Like trying to do long division now would probably be hard. But, you know, differential equations I think is the last math that you take or whatever. But I took all of them. Yeah. Science is just cool to me. I just think that the way things happen, the way things like, for example, so like you have I'm going to nerd out for you for a second. You have a parcel of air. It rises. As it rises, the temperature and like the dew point, meaning the moisture in the air, the humidity, they are the same, and then they hit like a roof.
Right in the middle.
Then what do you think happens? Clouds form. Those clouds form. They can either turn into storms. They can just rain themselves out. The cycle repeats all over again. You've got hurricanes, tornadoes. Tornadoes are so complex. Tornadoes are like these little things. They're tiny compared to the giant big thunderstorm. Thunderstorms are so heavy. It's like the thought of, wait, that cloud is so heavy and it's just hanging in the sky.
Damn.
It's cool.
Ooh, I would get lost.
It's cool.
I would get
Trust
lost. If I was to hang out with you for a whole day,
Yes.
first thing I would tell myself, we got to eat.
You got to eat.
Because my mind is going to be thinking non-stop trying to keep up.
Where are we eating?
It's going to be some fast food. Probably.
What?
We on the go.
Okay, we're on the go.
We're going to be on the go.
Quick.
So
okay. Okay.
What's your favorite food since we're talking about food?
Favorite food? KFC's mashed potatoes and gravy.
Stop playing.
No.
High five. That's mine too.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Come on now.
I've never met
The
anybody. who doesn't.
KFC by my house knows me by my full name.
What's your order?
Literally, what I order?
Yes.
Mashed potatoes,
Okay.
extra gravy, mac and cheese,
Okay.
and the breast, the chicken breast.
Okay.
And I love putting a shitload of hot sauce on it.
Yeah.
Load it up.
Proud of you. Nobody I've ever met has liked KFC like I
Are
do.
you serious?
Yes.
They not living there.
Nobody likes it. So my mom, for like Thanksgiving and stuff, will try to make real gravy. And I'm like,
Go to KFC, Mom.
They go to KFC. They get it because they know that it's so friggin' good. It is so good.
I got
And
to
the
ask
mashed
you this.
potatoes are like instant, but they're so delicious.
Okay, so since we're on KFC,
Yeah.
please tell me you have seen the South Park episode.
I don't know that show.
Ah,
No.
Megan,
I'm sorry.
I got to send you my
just lose
I got to
cool
send you my Hula account.
Okay.
You got a Fire Stick?
A what?
A Fire Stick.
Yes.
Okay, you got Hula, right?
Hulu?
Hula.
Yeah. I log into my friend Erica's.
So you can Google South Park. Well, you can find it.
Okay.
I'll tell you the name of the
Send me
episode.
the link.
I'll
I'm
send
sure
you
it's
the
on
link.
YouTube somewhere. Okay.
All right, we're talking UA. We got off subject for a minute. All right, so being in college, what is one thing that you learned that you apply to your everyday life?
Never take no for an answer. Like, don't. When I was in college, I had a professor who told me that I was never going to get into grad school. I did.
He told you that to your face?
Oh, yeah. Didn't think I was smart enough. He told me that I also was never going to get a job in television because of the way my voice sounded.
Really?
Yeah. And I just kind of told him, okay. Watch and see. The best thing for someone to tell me is that I can't do something.
Then you show him.
Oh my gosh. But like tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Real talk.
don't tell me I can't do something because I'm going
That's
to
gonna
do it
make
and
you
I'm
go
going to do
harder.
it better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he told you didn't have a good voice
Nope.
for it? Really?
I'm going to have to play you the video I was talking about earlier. About,
Okay. Well, does he follow you on social media or anything?
I think LinkedIn.
So he actually
Oh,
sees
I'm sure
all of
he
your
sees-
accomplishments.
Yeah.
Have you
I
spoken
hope
to him
so.
since then?
Absolutely not.
Have you went back there and just tried to say, look, this is what I got now?
I don't care what his opinion is.
Hey,
You know
keep
what
it
I'm saying?
1,000.
Yeah.
So what are some of the negatives about your career?
The people.
Really?
the actual negative human beings who are out there when you're trying to save other people's lives and then they come at you for blocking over their TV show.
Hold
And
up.
you just say, what? Just because this tornado is not taking out your house
Right.
doesn't mean that it's not taking out somebody else's house. And I think it's so silly when people get so hateful. And when I first started here 6 years ago, people were hateful to me. They kept saying, who's this dumb blonde Barbie doll on television?
They'll call up there?
Oh, no, they would send emails to the entire newsroom. I have them in a folder. James actually taught me to keep every hater email that you ever receive. So I did, because he said the moment you think you're getting good at your job, go back and read those emails.
Wow.
Keep yourself humble. That's the only way that you'll survive.
That is true.
And so that was really good advice. So I have done that. And he was like, you need to keep a folder for the good ones too and save those. People, when I first started, I got an email that was like, it was sent to the whole newsroom. Who did she sleep with in management to get this job?
Yeah, that's hateful.
Oh, it's so hateful. And or who did her daddy pay for her to get this job? People didn't think that I was intelligent enough. And then the crazy part is I would meet some of these people out. They would come to our events and they would say, oh my God, you're so sweet. You're so nice.
They're the same
And
ones.
they'd be like, you're really intelligent. And I was like,
So they think you just dumb.
Yeah, because that people judge a book by their cover. I mean, that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
And especially when you're in the public eye a lot,
Right.
people just automatically look at you and think, oh, you're an idiot. Or just because of the way I look or the way my body is shaped or whatever, I can't be smart. The problem in this business, and Ginger Z, she's a huge advocate for this as well. She's the chief meteorologist at ABC News.
Okay.
First female chief meteorologist on ABC, on a major network. People assume you can't be pretty and smart.
Damn.
It's like, it's just, you can't do both.
I wouldn't have thought you would have got that kind of hate.
Oh, all
You
the
sound
time.
really good.
Yeah, and now I don't get that much hate mail now. But like the other day, we had those severe storms, and I misspoke and said Cedar Bluff instead of Hoax Bluff, or vice versa. And
Little
people call
stuff.
you out on that, and I understand like those towns are very important and about probably 20 minutes away from each other. And in the heat of things, you kind of get confused, but
So how do you deal with stress? Because it seems like you wake up in the morning, you pray, I'm sure, you get your day
absolutely.
going,
Yeah.
you get to work, and then it's like, okay, I hope I don't mess up on this. It's kind of like, it sounds stressful.
I wouldn't say it's stressful. I think that my normal day-to-day job is not stressful. I think that when severe weather is coming, it's a bit more intense just because there's so much on the line. You don't want anybody to lose their life, because if they lost their life on your watch, that sucks. Like that stays with you.
Well, you covered one thing that stuck out to me about your resume. It was a storm that took place here.
April 27th, 2011.
And it tore through parts of Tuscaloosa, parts of, was it Pleasant Grove?
Pleasant Grove,
Right.
Haleyville, Hackleburg. There were 62 tornadoes that day.
Yeah.
And 252 people died that day.
Damn. Well, my uncle, he just had a house built in Pleasant Grove, lost his house. I remember,
Wow.
I remember standing outside my house, because at the time I stayed in Fairfield, and it was pitch black.
Fairfield at 10.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I used to be a part of this program called Spire Movement. Jason Williams puts it together, and it's like Big Brother's Big Sister, but it's more Christian-based.
Right.
And you don't have like that many rules. Like if she wanted to come stay with me, she could, or
Really?
Yeah. And I was in Fairfield. They're right by the Sonic. You know where I am? Yeah. I was there all the time. But what's crazy is I'm sure I don't fit in there. No, I don't fit in. As soon as I got out of my car, her brothers didn't know who I was yet, and they all came up to me and were like, "What do you do in here?" And I'm like, "We're not gonna play this game. I am not afraid of you.
Oh, snap now.
Don't come at me."
You gotta be careful over
I may
Fairfield.
look like a little blonde, but don't.
You know, Meaghan knows karate.
Yeah.
She knows karate. She knows
Yeah.
something. All right, but
That's funny. But you're Fairfield.
but yeah, that was one of the worst storms I actually encountered that I read up on, because I was standing outside my house, pitch black,
Oh yeah.
and you can see stuff from houses floating in the air over your head. And I remember getting that call from my mom's, and she was like, "Son, your uncle just lost his house." And I'm like, "No." So she told me to calm down. We hopped in the car and we just parked on the side of the road, and we just walked up in there, and you saw so many people just homeless, and I was like, damn. And you can tell that it hit a lot of houses over there, new house. But now when you drive up in there, got a brand new house, brand new house.
So Tuscaloosa, I mean, I was down there, and the guy that I was dating at the time, we hopped in the car because I was like, I've got to see this. Like, we were in my sorority house. He came and picked me up from the library because they were closing everybody in. They were locking everybody in. And I was like, we're not doing
You wanted to get out there?
I wanted to get out. So I left. He picked me up, and we went to this sorority house. My sorority house was freaking out because they knew I was studying weather. They were like, what's going on? I was like, I don't have internet. Like, everything's down already. I don't know what's going on. So then all of a sudden, I walk outside, and I see the debris ball, which is like the backside of a tornado. I see it go. Bryant-Denny Stadium's like right here. Then you've got Story Row. And I'm facing Teltweiler, which is facing towards 15th Street. I see the debris ball go by, and I was like, oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So we hop in the car. We drive to 15th Street. We pull up to right where that old car dealership was. I get out of the car. You can't tell where you are at this point. I just was like, this is nuts.
Wow.
I saw people bleeding.
Damn.
This old man and this lady trapped in a car. I saw the whole paint store with like the buckets of paint were everywhere. I saw this car driving away with people in their trunk, like wrapped in blankets because they clearly just got like hurt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I saw a lot of stuff that day that was just like overwhelming.
So the movie Twister.
It's not real. Come on, get
You know it. I know it's not real.
Gosh, it ain't real.
But would you consider yourself? I'm not gonna say a storm chaser, but
yeah, I am a storm chaser.
well, like
actually.
that kind. Would you pursue that kind?
For sure, I did do that. So a week in grad school, I took a summer class, and basically you're part of the storm chase team. So we went out to the plains for a whole week. We traveled, oh my gosh, a bajillion miles. And I got to witness firsthand the widest tornado ever recorded in history. It was, I think, 2.6 miles wide.
Damn.
El Reno, Oklahoma. And it was an EF5, but they downgraded it to an EF3 because the damage, whatever. But I still think it was an EF5. Just ask any meteorologist. It was truly remarkable.
Talking meteorologist.
Yeah, it was truly remarkable. We were in the middle of it. So our car was turning all the way to the left. Like the wheel was all the way to the left, but we were getting sucked in. And my ears were cracking. The windshield cracked. My ears plugged. Wow. Everybody's screaming. I'm there with I had an actual video camera and was
you
like,
still got footage of this?
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube.
I gotta go check this out, yo.
On my YouTube channel.
They need to make a movie about you.
Yes, it truly was super cool. It was so cool.
All right, so let's fast forward to grad school.
Okay.
Where'd you go to grad school at?
Mississippi State in Starkville.
and why that place?
Truthfully, I put out this resume reel on YouTube back in college because you had to submit it for like a final project for broadcasting. And I think I applied to I don't think I had applied yet. But this man named Rennie Van de Weghe, he actually sent me a message and was like, I think I saw your stuff on YouTube. It looks great. I think we could fine tune it even more if you came here. And I was like, okay, but the only way I'm going to be able to do this is if someone pays for it. Because like now I got 4 years out of state tuition. We're going to figure this out. So he actually got me a teaching assistantship there, a graduate assistant. And I taught broadcasting while I was in grad school and helped pay for grad school.
So you
it was awesome. And so he's the reason why I went to Mississippi State. It was truly so crazy. I just actually talked to him yesterday when I was like putting my resume stuff together. I was like, please look at this. Tell me if you like it or not.
Because I checked the resume out.
Yeah.
And it's it looks better than mine.
There's
a lot going on here.
Yeah.
You got some awards here that actually stood out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these awards.
Okay.
The youngest female in the state of Alabama to hold the CBM seal.
Mm-hmm.
Can you get more about that?
Yeah, so a CBM is the Certified Broadcast Meteorologist, and it's through the American Meteorological Society. A lot of words. Basically, all of that is I took this really rough test. It was super hard. First off, you have to be in the business at least 3 years.
Right.
So you have to do that, check your list off, and then you take this giant test, And then once you pass the test, which people don't do on their first time, thankfully I did. I didn't have to take it again, but I passed the test by like barely. And then once you pass the test, you have to submit 2 different videos. So there's a whole panel of people who judge you and basically say you suck or you're really good. And so they passed me. And
wow.
Now, yeah,
So
I got it at 25, 26.
Did the bag come in? Did the bag come in after that?
No.
Really?
No. It's just, so I will say no, but then yes.
Okay.
So if I were to ever apply to another job, they can't ever tell me I'm not qualified.
Gotcha.
Basically. Like that can never be an excuse.
Because you are.
I'm very qualified. Like that itself says I am
Well, have you ever had anybody tell you that you're too overqualified for something?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I've never applied for a job. So I don't.
Really?
No. So the job that I had at WCBI, my first job, I just sent the chief an email and was like, "Hi, do you guys have any openings?"
And he was like, "Come on in. We need you."
And so he literally said, "Hey, can you come in next Tuesday or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I come dressed to the nine, like ready to impress. Brought my resume, like paper resume, like in a nice little folder. I sit down with him and the news director, and he says, "So you start next week, like, can you just," so he hands me the piece of paper and he's like, "Just sign this." And I was like, "What am I'm signing?" I was like, "Did I get the job?"
Right.
And he was like, "Yeah, I thought you knew that already." I was like,
wow.
"Whoa."
So he
I
did.
literally was like shaking. I said, "I kind of don't even know what to do." And then this job at actually ABC, I reached out to my old news director because I was James's intern, Span's intern back in 2012. And I just sent an email to the old news director, Gary Kelly, and I said, "Hey, here's my new resume. I'm about to graduate grad school. I don't know if you guys have anything, but here you go." And he was like, "Actually, come in, whatever." And at the time, I had been interviewing for a whole bunch of different places because he had given my name to all these like smaller markets.
Dang.
And he was like, "I just remember you being such a great intern. This is the least I could do."
Wow.
Because everybody kept being like, "Oh, Gary Kelly gave me your name. Gary Kelly gave me your name." And I was like, "Oh, wow, thank you."
Hard work. See, hard work.
And so then when I ended up emailing him, he was like, "Listen, everybody keeps telling me thank you for sending you them or whatever. I got to see what I'm missing." And so he brought me in and interviewed, and I auditioned. And
Got it on the spot.
that Friday, I had other jobs, like one in West Palm, Huntsville, Las Vegas. And I
Wow.
was like,
Las Vegas?
yeah, it's the same market size as this. West Palm's the same as this too.
All right.
So they were all pretty comparable. Like pay was all pretty comparable. And I was like, "Listen, I need to know by Friday because I've got to let these other people know too. It's not fair to do all this." And obviously I want this job because it's 2 hours from my house, 3 hours from my house. Like this is so easy. I know the area from Bama, like easy.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it just makes sense. And he was like, "I can't do that. They're not coming in until next week." I said, "Well then,
No.
I just can't do it."
Right.
He literally called me Friday afternoon and was like, "Have you taken another job yet?" I said, "No, not yet." He said, "Great, we would love to offer it to you." And I was like, "Holy cow."
Woo!
I know.
That hard work.
I
That
know.
resume
And
speaks for
honestly,
itself.
I just feel so blessed because, I just could never write my life the way that it's gone so far. Like God
Which
is
is
so
why
good.
you need a movie. You need a
No,
movie.
I'm not that interesting.
Yo.
I think I'll probably write a book one day just from where I started, just being told no, and like how my faith has definitely driven my life in my adult life.
Right.
And the process of being a female in a man-dominated world in business, like, is tough.
I can believe it.
It's very tough.
You put that book out. The book
You'll read
does. Oh yeah, of course. But I'll make a call to Dame Dash. I like Dame Dash. We got to get this movie. I need some stacks, man.
Great,
because
I like it.
definitely. So you're going to be
Okay,
acting.
but I'm
right?
gonna request. I need Jennifer Aniston to play me.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
Ooh.
she's expensive.
Very expensive.
She's gonna play me. But I get Christina Applegate a lot.
Okay.
So she could play me.
Well, I'd rather you play yourself.
Okay, I can act fine.
There you go. See, you gotta have confidence in your acting.
Yeah.
So something that really stood out to me because I'm born and raised in Montgomery,
Okay.
raised a little bit in Fairfield, Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw Restoration Academy,
Yeah.
On your
Those are my
resume.
people.
I said, "Damn, I always wanted to go to that school."
What?
Yeah, I literally wanted to go. I had an older brother that went there, and I finished at Fairfield.
Okay.
So Fairfield is in my blood.
Yes.
So when I saw that, I just screamed with joy. I'm like, damn, she got her hands over here in Fairfield.
Oh, I love Fairfield. I'm truly like, when people look at me, they don't think they don't see that.
Why? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about Fairfield now, as far as everything has gone through?
I do. I still love what restoration is doing in that city, and I also think that the Aspire movement, with Jason, has, kind of really changed it. He's in C.J. Donaldson. He's in restoration. He's in like all these little elementary schools, along with, now they're getting older, so they're in middle and high schools. But I think that he's really putting the mentors in that city that it needs.
Mm-hmm.
Because you hear bad things that happen over there.
Oh, a lot. Yeah.
A lot. And so I do think that what's going on over there is turning around a little bit.
I hope so. I'm very honored to actually sit here with you and see that.
I need to get you plugged in at restoration then.
Yeah, I would love to get involved.
You
I'd probably
can
get
come
my
talk
fraternity involved too.
Oh, I would love that.
That'd be
they're
awesome.
Awesome.
I'll come up there and talk to
You
the
can come
kids
be on the
and all
junior
that.
board.
Look, we gonna talk outside of this.
We'll do this later. Yeah.
All right, so when you're not in the studio,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm talking pretty much weekends.
Yep.
What's on your agenda?
So people probably think that I'm just wild and crazy and, have a good time. My friends give me such a hard time because I love to be by myself.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yes. Because I have to be so extroverted at all times for my job. I'm around people constantly.
Right.
Constantly. So to me, I recharge on the weekends just by myself. I like to be by myself. I like to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and not have to be on anybody's schedule because I'm on a schedule Monday through Friday.
So just Netflix and chill, pretty much.
I work out.
Really?
Oh yeah. I work out 6 days a week anyway. So
after you get off air.
So as soon as I get off air, I go straight to the gym for 2 hours. From there, I go teach tumbling for 2.5 hours, and then I'm done at 5:30. And on Mondays and Tuesdays, I have 2 different small groups that I'm in. So I don't get home till like about 8 o'clock. 8:30.
So you teach? Which one was that? Tumbling?
Tumbling. I teach tumbling at Trifusion.
So tumbling is like cheerleading?
Cheerleading. It's like the floor side of the cheerleading. Yeah.
So
tumbling, backflips, and all that stuff.
So what got you involved in that?
I have been a competitive cheerleader my whole life.
Okay.
And then they asked me to like fill in on a summer program that they were doing, and they wanted to keep me around. So I was like, this brings me so much joy. Seeing little kids get a new skill, whether it's a forward roll, a cartwheel, a back bend, I don't care. The joy when they come up from that skill is so rewarding. And that's why I see like when people are teachers, they're like, it's so rewarding when like little kids get stuff. It's so cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm very busy during the week. I
see that.
But so I like to chill on the weekends unless there's like, a big function. Like last week I was at a ball. That was really fun. And like in not this weekend, but next weekend is the big benefit for Glenwood Autism Society.
Okay.
It's the night in the big top. It's really cool. And then there's just different. I just
See,
do.
you famous out here.
No, I just like to do like fun. Charity events are really fun.
And
Getting dressed up is fun.
And that's what makes you stand out, because not only do you have a voice when it comes to the news, you got a voice outside of that.
Well, thank you.
And you have an effect on, I'm pretty sure, a lot of people. Am I correct?
I don't think so.
Come on now.
I don't know if I influence anybody.
Come on. So you haven't had anybody come up to you that has seen you on TV and say, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. How did you get to where you are now?" I'm not talking about a guy. I'm talking about a female.
I've had little girls come up to me,
See?
and that is actually, it truly makes me cry. One that I'll never forget, her name is Blake Dodd, and it's like this small town, Altoona, Alabama, small town.
I've never heard of it.
It's like, it's between it's like a little outside of Etowah and Blount County.
Okay.
And she came up to me at Altoona Day. This was several years ago, and just started crying. She was like, "I love watching you, and you've made me want to do this." And it was just like such a cool feeling. And then a couple years ago, last year and the year before, this actually made me cry. 3 little girls dressed up as me for their famous Alabamians.
What they had on?
And had an entire, they had on a blue dress because it's in my picture, and they had like a name tag around, and they had like a microphone.
You got to shout them out. You remember their names?
No, but I do have a picture of them on my Instagram. Like, it truly, like, melted my heart. Wow. And they had, like, a trifold board with, like, information. Like, my parents' names were on there. Wow. Like, my name, where I was born, where I went to school. Like, they did a research project on me. And truly, I have never been so thankful, because it was, like, at that time, I was, like, truly questioning, am I doing, what am I doing? Am I really supposed to be in this business? Am I not?
That's God telling you, though.
And those little girls dressed up as that, I was like, thank you for doing that, showing me that, because those little girls are the reason why I wake up every morning, because I want a little girl to wake up as well and be like, I want to be like Meaghan. See? I want to major in science. I want to be that. Right. And so it was, oh gosh, it was like really cool.
See, any guy would be lucky to have you.
Oh, well, thank you.
I can tell
I'm still waiting, you know.
I find that hard to believe. So, so the craziest DM. Craziest DM.
Okay, well, you want me to read it to you?
Yeah, I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
Let's see. Let me go find it.
DM of the day.
My DM of the day.
Do you actually put their name on there?
Like, no, I crop their names out and I cover their picture. Okay. And when they leave me their numbers, I take those out too.
Okay.
I could probably ruin their lives, because a lot of them have wives.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to do that. I would never do that.
Don't do it.
Well, besides this, I get pictures. I'll let your imagination go with that.
Wow. Okay.
And those are
grown
disgusting.
Ass men?
Old men.
Okay.
One of the weirdest ones, I'm not kidding, was it was like 3 mirrors, and it's like a selfie, and he's, you know.
So he did the Bruce Lee where you had the mirror that could see you.
Yes, it's like where you can look to the side, but you can also see the other side.
So he had every angle.
It was every angle. It was every angle, and when I was like, ooh.
Did he have a pose?
He just stood there, and his like beer gut was out, and you're like, what?
So he had a Gucci Man belly.
I don't know what that is, but
a beer belly.
Okay, yeah.
The old Gucci Man.
Yeah.
Ain't three know what it is.
Okay. That's why I laughed. But yeah. Okay, so this one was great. Meaghan. Oh, Meaghan. Let me count the things I'd let you do to me. Your eyes are like 2 Oppenheimer jewels. Your smile could warm even the coldest of hearts and will always make my day. Oh, how I'd shower you with gifts and love. I'd be the best stay-at-home father to our beautiful 12 children. Have a nice day. Love, Daddy. I said, 1, I already have a daddy. 2, you're lucky he doesn't know where you live. And 3, 12 kids? Absolutely not. 12 kids.
Ooh,
oh, here's, you want me to read a couple of them?
Read two more.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, this one's funny. It's not that creepy, but it's funny. Really sorry. Hope I didn't creep you out with some of the misspellings. I had been drinking. Like, okay. Let me see. Oh, Meaghan, I like what you had on today. I liked what you wore yesterday, and I like your tush and your hair and your cleavage. Thank you, beautiful. Wow. I like how you look today and the way you moved your gluteus maximus from side to side, beautiful. I like your outfit. Appreciate it. And Meaghan, I enjoy the way you move your posterior. The way you sway it back and forth is tremendous. I like it. What?
Do you reply to any of them?
Absolutely not. I just screenshot them and then...
Wow. See? You famous.
No.
You famous.
Oh, this one's creepy. I love you so much, Meaghan. I will never stop loving you, sweetheart. I love you so much, sweetheart. You are my angel from heaven, sweetheart. I love you so much, sweetheart. Can you send me your picture, sweetheart? I love you so much, sweetheart.
Okay, it sounds like a stalker. It sounds like some stalker stuff. So, it sounds like some stalkerish stuff.
Yeah, it was weird.
So, with everything you got going on,
yeah,
news, social life, you're involved in the community. Clearly, you movies are coming soon. Books are coming soon. I'm claiming that into your life.
I do want to write a children's book. I want to write. I can't say it because someone might take the idea, but I do want to write a little children's book.
I'm claiming it for you. Do you you see yourself settling down?
Oh my God, it's like one of my biggest dreams. I thought I was gonna do it a couple years ago. I really did, but I need someone who's gonna support my career, and I need someone who is okay with the hours. And so I would love to settle down. I just haven't met the right person yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I want a family. I want 3 children, if I'm blessed with that.
Three girls.
Yeah, I would really love girls. If I had a boy, I think God's funny. He'll be like, "You're gonna be a boy, mom," because I don't really know anything. my kid shows up with a snake or a lizard or a worm, I'll lose my mind. I don't know what I would do. Now, and you can't paint little boys' nails. I'm like super girly, so I wouldn't know what to do. I really wouldn't know what to do, but
You gotta claim it.
I'll
It's
be
coming.
blessed one day with that.
It's coming. Just take
Yeah.
it. Just be patient.
Yeah.
One last question.
Yes.
What advice would you give to somebody that wants to be where you are now?
Besides, don't take no for an answer. I would say constantly remember that you are serving people. So, yes, you may not want to wake up at 1 a.m. in the morning and have to drop all your plans. And yes, I struggle with that. I'm not perfect by any means. There are times where I want to choose my family all day over my job. And there are times where I have done that. But the guilt that you have with that kind of stinks. But I feel like if someone wants to get in this business and really wants to do what I do, you have to be able to give up that stuff for at least the first 10 years of your life. And that's sad. But at one time, there will become a balance. And I think people in this business now, the older generation is starting to realize that the younger generation needs this work-life balance where, like, they didn't have that. And that's where we kind of butt heads sometimes. I think that that's important, but I think that if someone really wants to get in this business, if they try hard enough, if they work hard enough, then they will do it. Yeah.
Words from Meaghan Thomas. Social media, give it out.
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram, with my blue check mark.
Blue check. I'm hating on that.
It's just Megtom, MEGTOMWX, and that's the same on Twitter, MEGTOMWX, and on Facebook is just Meaghan Thomas.
Thank you.
MEAGHAN. People can't spell my first name.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I'm sending you South Park episodes to watch.
Okay, perfect.
And I got some coupons for KFC.
Yes.
So we definitely have to.
Is that where we're going to lunch?
Look, if you got time, I got time. Look.
I can't. I'm doing that fitness competition,
See?
remember? I can't eat it.
Busy.
Yeah.
NewEraTV, Meaghan Thomas, A3 Entertainment, we out.